Hey guys, you're welcome to another episode of Tea with Blinks Talk Show. And I still remain your one and only host, Blinks Monday. With us today, we have good news. Rose here with us.
Program, and I look forward to having a nice discussion with her.
So, without wasting much time, how do we find common ground in our relationship, in our day to day life when we are dating or we are either married? So, that's what we're discussing. So, Glory, what do you think? How do we find common grounds for compromise? Or when do you think it's time for us to compromise in our relationship or in our marriage?
This being compromising in relationship, even friendship, in all aspects of life, there comes a point in time when there's a need for compromise. But compromising is not always necessary when what you want to compromise on is not worth it. In a relationship where you just getting to know each other individually, you already have your own personal preferences, you already have your own routine, how you do things and how you carry out things. So in the instance when you feel you developing feelings for someone you're dating or in a marriage, there comes a point in time when you feel that you have to compromise on certain issues. Let me see, for example, sometimes we compromise on our eating habits. There are those who usually don't take breakfast, but when you're married and your spouse takes breakfast, you have to compromise and, wake on time, prepare breakfast for your spouse, even you are not the breakfast person. But there are certain standards in life you've put for yourself, okay? And in that point, someone wants you to compromise on that. Okay, let me give an example. When it comes to dating, there are there are things you personally standards you've personally set for yourself, that this point you're not crossing this line, you're not going beyond this for anybody. It could be, okay, let me give a literal or practical example on compromise. There are those who have relationship and they have set a standard that this relationship with that would be without sex until after marriage, and you are not dating someone and the person tells you that, I love sex, so I can't do without sex, so I have to, I have to check now, I have to know if you are that kind of person, if you can meet. Would you want to compromise? Well, for some, they don't want to go beyond that line. For others, they go ahead and compromise their standard. And one thing about compromising, when it's not worth compromising, you get, you just, you feel less of yourself after every, maybe after compromising, and there comes a point in time when you feel you no longer feel yourself, you're not living for someone else.
Trying to please someone.
You get, and when you start pleasing someone else, trying to displease yourself on every
You
matter.
tend to lose yourself in between that relationship.
Exactly. A friend of mine made a comment that there's a guy, she just started the relationship, it's just a new relationship, and they were setting boundaries, and she was like, okay, no kissing and stuff, hugging is there. And the guy said, ah, if there's no kissing, what else, or in what other way can he express his feelings for her? Like, are you kidding
There
me?
are there are thousands of ways one can actually express feelings for your partner or spouse.
Exactly.
One way is by bringing out the best in each other, pushing each other to the to like to express your love for someone emotionally through romance and kissing. I don't get it. There are a lot of things to be done while you're in a relationship. There are a lot of things. Getting to know the person mentally, psychologically, if this person is even mentally fit or mentally suited self to have a proper conversation with. Not every time romance kissing. Like, we Africans, we need to do better when it comes to communication, because I think where we are having it wrong is lack of confidence in ourselves, probably as a man or as a lady. Because when the man doesn't have confidence on himself or in himself, he tends to lack what to communicate with the partner,
Exactly.
thereby leading to only expressions of touching of body and other inappropriate display of love. That love should go beyond, or we should see love in a brighter and more productive light than just leaving it to be, or to be sexually inclined. Please, we need to do better in terms of that, because I want to believe that when we're talking about compromise, when
Also,
we're
there's
talking,
something I want to even
okay,
bring in. When someone else is always asking you to compromise,
yeah,
I feel that that person don't even really have your interest at heart. You know, when you've said this is the boundary, this is the line I'm drawing, and the person is saying, if you know you love me, you should be able to do this for me, you should be able... If you love the person, you should be able to do what? To also accommodate those boundaries that
of
has been
course,
set.
of course,
You get?
because it goes both ways.
It goes
Because
both ways.
as much as she is also trying to respect your boundaries by not going overboard with what you don't like, you should also be able to respect, not always putting it to the other party that compromise. You should be the one to compromise. You should be
Of
because
course.
I like this, I like that. No, we should look for common grounds. And when we are talking about looking for common grounds, it should be something productive, not something that lacks productivity, that lacks good results, good positive outcome. I don't know if I'm communicating, guys,
You
because
definitely are. You definitely
talking
are.
about compromise is probably okay. I want to go into this business. Please, I need like 80% of your time for you to help me. Let's grow this business together.
And I'll be like, oh, 80% is too much. Can't we just get like 50? At least if someone is giving you 50 of their time, it's something.
It's something, yeah. So that is when we now said, okay, baby, no problem. Or just, oh, thank you very much. I appreciate your 50% of time, because I know you're also a busy person. You have other things to do for yourself as well.
Definitely.
Thank you very much for giving me 50% of your time. So this is when compromise comes in. Or probably a different instance of compromise again is probably having to relocate. You like a location like Gwarimpa, and your spouse doesn't have such money to afford a place in Gwarimpa. What do? You compromise. You be like, oh,
Definitely.
baby, I understand you are not financially buoyant to get a place in Gwarimpa. Why you not suggest a place like Lugbe, Karishi, and the rest?
Yeah,
Do you get?
those places
Those
are
are
still
positive.
FCT.
Yeah, those are positive compromise. Not being in a relationship and the guy is like, if there is no sex, if there is no expression of feelings through
Yeah,
touching body,
I just thought
like,
of another instance of
okay,
compromise.
okay,
Where two adults have to communicate, because I think this is another aspect that brings problem in marriage, in couples. There are instances where the female, or let me say the woman, the lady, is doing much better financially, and she's staying at another location, and the man is not too doing
Yeah.
financially and is staying at another location,
yeah,
and these two start dating. I think it is of very good importance that they both
discuss it,
this and be plain about it, and be
and also
open. Be
check the
open.
pros and cons of
And
it.
cons.
Not
You
because
have
he's
to
a
bring,
man,
yes,
she
you
has
have to remove the
move.
pride
No.
there. This is not,
We need to
this is
do
not
better,
speaking, this is
though.
not
We need
as
to
I
do
don't
better.
want you guys to feel that, okay, I'm speaking from a
Ladies'
lady's
perspective. No.
No.
It goes both ways.
Right
It
now
goes
in
both
Nigeria,
ways.
things are hard. Economically, things are hard. Things are on the
Even
rising
job
hand.
wise.
So
If
if a lady
is also
is
hard,
collecting a monthly salary of up to 500,000
or 600, yeah,
and you just making salary of 100,000, and you are telling the lady to leave
leave
her
a
job
and
and
relocate
to
because
where
you
you
are
are
the
staying,
man.
because you are the man.
So
like,
we just
it
need
doesn't
to find
it's
common
either
grounds.
that relationship doesn't work. Instead of that, than both of you to get married and tomorrow
You start having
disturbing us on social media. You get
about that your wife is refusing to move and join you and
stuff like
probably
that.
these are things you guys missed to discuss during dating while you guys were still courting.
Like,
so we need to communicate no matter how little we think that topic is. We need to talk about it. Everybody needs to communicate.
exactly.
Talk about it while dating. Set boundaries. Boundaries is very, very important. And also have a level ground to compromise, because compromising is very, very important in relationship. Compromise is as important as communication in a relationship. Quote me wrong, please, and drop your comment. Let's hear from you. Let's see what your own take on it. What do you think is compromise, or how can couples find compromise? How can they have
Find a common ground.
A common ground to compromise? Please drop your comment. Don't forget to follow us on Tea with Blinks talk show. I still remain your host, one and only Blinks Monday, and with me,
Glory yourself.
So thank you for staying tuned and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I will look forward to having you again on our show. Please keep following, keep sharing. Very, very important.
Keep sharing. Important.
Support us, with your likes, your comments, and your share and your follow as well. These are just ways you can support Tea with Blinks talk show. We don't need your money for now. Probably we'll need a sponsor. So even though there's a sponsor out there, please don't let what I just said that we don't need your money. We need sponsors, but we don't need probably cash. Just try to follow us, like, comment, and share. Thank you, and stay tuned.